What's up, YouTube? This is my first reproduction box. I got this off a website called BoxMyGames, and I requested them to make this. This is like my first real reproduction box. Well, let me put that down for a little bit. This could be my first reproduction box. When I ordered my reproduction copy of Mega Man The Wily Wars, and I ordered this cheap. So first, I didn't really know, but I bought this fake Chinese Mega Man Wily Wars cartridge. These kinds of reproductions are not of the best quality, and as to be expected, this one didn't have a save battery. So, yeah. So that's why I had to find another one. But compared to other prices, I waited to get a really good deal on this. I got this for about 11 bucks. It came with a case, and yeah, it was cheaper than all the other ones. I like this custom box art. Yeah. So, but that's not what this video is about. I'll get back to that later. I'll show you what the video is about. So, I requested this box from a website called BoxMyGames. They do very high quality reproduction boxes. As of now, I haven't really seen a whole lot of people talk about that site, but as the website says, give your loose NES, SNES, and Gameboy, and just what they're trying to say is that they make reproduction boxes to give your loose cartridges a home. And so I noticed how on eBay, when I was looking for a complete in-box copy of this game, the boxes were in very good condition. So I decided I'd just buy the cart and manual and then buy a reproduction box. This reproduction box, again, is from BoxMyGames. Obviously, I'll put the link to their site in the description, but it's very well done. It's pretty glossy. I do have 2 of the cardboard Genesis boxes, so I'll be comparing the reproduction one with the real thing. So there is a slight difference between the real box and the fake one, or the reproduction. So they added the Sega logo in that thing right there. Not on the real box, but still, there's nothing bad about that. So, yeah, as you can see, the reproduction box is pretty glossy. Now, I'm going to show you a real box. So, here's one of my real Genesis boxes. Also pretty glossy on camera. Still pretty glossy. This one I won off a bid for 15 bucks on eBay. And I did see Toy Story 4 in the theaters today, but yeah, that's not what we're here to talk about. So, this box is kind of showing its age because cardboard boxes are really known to damage. Like here, I really wanted to get the original box and manual for my Super Mario Bros. 2 cartridge. Luckily, I found this one out in the wild. The front isn't in the best condition, but at least I found one out in the wild. And besides, if I ordered one on eBay, I would have to wait for it to come. And I know this is the real deal. Sure, it's a little glossy, and it also is kind of showing its age, but I got this for about $10. And it has the original styrofoam in there. So, yeah, that kind of shows how these boxes are known to damage. I'll have to start getting NES box protectors, but glad to have the original box for Super Mario 2, because I really wanted to own that game in box. So, yeah, I'll also have to get the manual, but that's not what this video is about. So let's compare the reproduction box with the real box. This box I keep in my room with my Toy Story collection. I also kind of wanted to show you that one, but we're gonna compare this one since it's in better condition. This Championship Pro AM game is, hold on. This is the Genesis version of RC Pro-Am on the NES. So, as you can see, my cart has the name of the original owner on the back, but yeah, that's not what we're here to talk about again. So, of course, though, you can see like a little tear up there. I really don't care about that. It's still in really good condition. Still in a little bit better condition than the Toy Story box. But the Toy Story box is in pretty good condition, considering how old these games are. But let's compare a real Genesis box to this reproduction box I got. So, yeah, here's the front. The reproduction box has kind of got the feeling like it's not the real one, but that's nothing to complain about. It's still a really good box, so let's just pretend like it feels like the real thing, because no matter how it feels, it's still a really good box, and I'd still probably give it a 10 out of 10. That also kind of describes the feel of this label on this Reproduction Genesis cartridge. Now, the glossiness isn't all that noticeable in real life, but it's more glossy on camera than it is in real life. So let's put this back in the case. Very pleased with this reproduction. The only problem is that I'm kind of having some trouble with the game, but games are supposed to be challenging. So, put that there. I'll put it back later. Anyways, so despite the feel, it's still really good. Now let's look at the actual insert. So here's the reproduction one. As you can see, this is where I put my cart and manual. Now here's the reproduction. So, yeah, they're very well done. As you can see, the reproduction does not have the Sega logo at the bottom. This one does. But they both say Genesis. A lot of these reproduction Genesis trays don't even say the Genesis thing at the top. I really don't mind if it does or not. So, let's take a look at the real thing. So, there's where you put your cart. So, yeah. I'll take a look at the real one. Now, let's take a look in the box. As you can see, this one looks like real cardboard. Now, let's open this one up. It's kind of hard to open up the reproduction one. This one feels like glossy paper. So, here's a comparison between a real box and a reproduction box. So, if your box is like this, then it's obviously a reproduction. I've seen that with NES, SNES, and N64 boxes, but that doesn't really matter. They're both good. Like, if my only choice is to get one that isn't made of real cardboard, I'll take it. I don't mind if it's made with the real cardboard or not. They say on the website that their NES, Super Nintendo, and N64 boxes are made with the same material as real boxes, though most of their pictures they haven't really updated. But I believe that they've updated their NES and SNES boxes to match the real cardboard shown in a real box. Now, some of the later Genesis releases, I'm gonna tell you, they were coming in those kinds of boxes, and their manuals were in gray, black, and white. Let's get the manual out of here. Now, I did notice when I got it that there's a small little tear in the manual. I know you guys really can't see it on camera, but that's nothing to complain about. It's still in really good condition. So, yeah. Another look. The real one, the reproduction. So I really recommend BoxMyGames. They're a really good site. Again, I'll put the link in the description. And I know this video is getting pretty long, so I'll try to stop recording as long as possible. I'll try to stop recording as soon as possible. And I know this video is very long, but just forget it. So, here's the real tray. Here's the reproduction tray. This is a very good reproduction box. So now I can own my Vectorman game complete in box. So, yeah, when putting in your games, you should put in the manual first and then the cart. I think we all know how to put the manual in. Just be careful because of like that thing. I'll put the manual in. Got the manual in. Now let's put the cart in. So, there. And it's pretty much the same thing with the real box. So this is pretty much... So about this game, it's pretty much RC Pro-Am on the NES, but with 16-bit graphics and sounds. Vectorman. So, with some of the later Genesis releases, they had like the highest quality graphics on the Genesis, including this one. That's really good for the Genesis. It looks just like the movie. Yeah. So I'll have to start getting more reproduction boxes, especially today. I got this at V-Stock. As you can see, it is about $10. So, usually whenever I see a good game like this out in the wild, no matter if it's loose or not, I'll take it, because if I buy one on eBay, I'll have to wait for it to come. So I'll also have to request BoxMyGames to make a reproduction box for this, because this is one of the later Genesis releases that had one of those cardboard boxes. I'm excited to play this. Another thing to mention, I was trying to get RGB. I actually did order the SCART cables, but the adapter I bought just wouldn't fit in the converter. So cool that I have the SCART cables. SCART is a European connection that runs at a better resolution than composite video. I have the SCART cables, but I'm not gonna mess around all that long just to get RGB. No matter what they say, I honestly think it looks good enough with composite video. And besides, back in the day, the Genesis wasn't really intended for RGB. But really, back in the day, you were only meant to use it by composite or RF. So, yeah, I'll stick with composite. It already looks fine enough. Now, SCART is on the back of TVs in places like the UK and Europe and other regions that have PAL instead of NTSC. But I don't want this video to get any longer. So, I really recommend this product. And I know this video is getting almost 20 minutes long, which is a really long time. But, so I'm going to hang up right now. I have to give it a 10 out of 10. Again, I'll put the website in the description. I really recommend you check out the site, but this video is getting too long, so bye. And if you're new, make sure to give a like, comment, and subscribe.